Could I possibly have the answer to your prayer? Could be. In this video, we'll find out. First of all, do you have a group of people that are looking for an experience to shine their light and share their joy? Are you also looking for something that will be an experience to honestly change their life and create a new perspective on life and the world and all the good that can be done in it? And 3, are you willing to travel internationally in order to do this good and this light that you want to shine to the world? First of all, who am I? I am Jenny Ari. I am the gringa salvadoreña, and I've lived in El Salvador for about 2 years now. I'm an influencer and YouTuber that shows life in El Salvador for a foreigner. One day, I was doing a series on inspirational people in El Salvador. I found this orphanage and met this man named Bob McDonald. And he shared with me how he started his orphanage way back during the Civil War to take in abandoned and orphaned children. And it was just a great story. But then we hit a point where the interview just exploded. He said 2 years ago, he received 6 babies that were deformed and severely developmentally delayed. And granted, it's typical to have babies like that donated to an orphanage. But to have so many, it makes you sit there and say, wait a minute, what's going on? Is there something in the water? Should we be alarmed? Well, come to find out, these babies came from 10, 12, 14-year-olds that had been victims of abuse or rape. And the moms were so young that they didn't have the nutrition that they needed in their first trimester. And after the babies were born, they didn't know how to take care of them. And so through this neglect, the babies ended up like this. And as sad and just heart-wrenching as that can be, talking to therapists, we said, can't we fix this? Can't we help them? And they said, well, yeah, but they'll never be what they could have been. And you know, at that point, he was like, I had so much anger just boiling up inside of me. Because I'm like, wait a minute, this was all preventable? These babies are gonna be condemned for the rest of their life. And it's not even their fault. It's not their mom's fault either. Isn't there anything we can do to prevent this from happening again? There is no place for girls that are in this situation to go. And typically if it happens in a home, the worst part is they don't really have a family to turn to anymore either. And on finding out that, Bob said, I have to do something. I have to create a place for these girls that's safe, where their babies can be protected and they can be protected. And that is how House of Life was born. And even though only phase 1 is done, the need is so important that we felt God calling us to just build it and they will come. Open up anyway. So now we are looking for groups, mission groups or humanitarian groups that would like to come and serve at the shelter, hold these babies, be there to support these girls, to give them hope, to help them feel loved, to know that their future isn't over, even though they're really still just children themselves. Because of the delicate nature of their situation, we're looking more for couples groups, maybe a marriage mission trip, because typically there are no men that are allowed in the shelter for obvious reasons. But the Harvard scientist that we're working with, she has said it's actually a good idea to have married couples come in so the girls can experience and see for themselves what a healthy relationship should look like, because many of them have never seen that before. Your missionaries or your workers could be inspiration to help model and show them love and hope and encouragement. And as they have this time for healing, as they prepare for their babies to be born, and if the babies are already born, to connect and to bond with those babies. These girls need help. Their babies deserve a chance to be born and to grow in the best possible way that their circumstances can allow. Will you come and join us and help us? If you are interested in blessing the most vulnerable and the least of these in El Salvador,
please visit us at www.micasakids.org for more information.